Anders Eklund for the European Heavyweight Championship and the prospect of a world title challenge beyond that. Well, it was the end of a frustrating 11 months for Bruno as he entered the ring last night. Twice the fight with Eklund had been postponed, leaving him with just one contest in that time, and that was all over in the first round. Eklund from Sweden, absolute giant of a man, even bigger than Bruno, making his first defence inconsistent but very dangerous. Big crowd at Wembley. The Levine Duff promotion was sponsored by the Mirror, and at ringside was our commentator, Harry Carpenter.
Well, these are two giants of the ring. Bruno, 16 stone and half a pound, and having to concede 20 pounds, a stone and 6 pounds to the Swedish giant, who comes in at 17 stone 6 and a half. Anders Eklund, the champion. Look at the difference in height. So Bruno's chance is here.
Seconds out.
Can Bruno's punch topple the giant? Eklund has had an up-and-down career, and I mean that literally. He's had disastrous nights, and he's had one very good night when he won this title from Stefan Tangstad of Norway. That was in March. Bruno's gone straight into the attack with the big bombing blows. And he's certainly scored the first psychological points, and he's given the big man from Sweden a taste of what's coming, and he's already beginning to look very shaky. Eklund, that is. Eklund, a big man, but on rather thin legs for such a giant. Now Eklund's really got to get the reach working here, otherwise he's going to be swept out of this very quickly. And Bruno at the moment catching him with everything, including good left jabs. Eklund himself can be dangerous. He proved that when he won the title. So Bruno will need to be a little cautious. He doesn't want a bone crusher or a jumbo Cummings. Two men who really shook him up. Bruno certainly moving around the ring quite neatly. Looks loose and confident. Eklund taking deep breaths. And Bruno hasn't yet found him with the really big right. And this crowd already beginning to warm to this fight, sponsored by the Mirror. The cheers coming already from this Wembley arena, hoping against hope that Bruno is really going to put the bomb in a minute and sweep the giant away. Eklund seems to have recovered from the very, very shaky start. Bruno threatened to do a very quick job indeed there. He came out so confidently. Wonderful start. No nerves at all. Looked absolutely in charge at the start. And for about a minute, it looked as though he might just get it over very, very fast indeed. Frank Bruno, 23 years old, 4 years younger than Eklund. 16 stone and a half a pound, 20 pounds lighter. 3 inches shorter and conceding an inch in reach, 84 inches to 85. ranked number 9 now by the World Boxing Council, Bruno. Let's have another look at that good start by Bruno in the opening round. He really did find the man so easily with lefts and rights early on. So that corner will be quite pleased with that start.
Round 2.
Franz Marti, the Swiss referee, having a job clearing the Swedish corner. It's important here that Bruno doesn't let Eklund get confident and settle down. And already Eklund's nose is bleeding, and that's because of the jabs that Bruno has planted on it. He's been impressive with the jab. Eklund looking very uncomfortable. And Bruno not going wild with the right hand, he's waiting. Eklund's face now very marked indeed. And we're not through the second round yet. Nose bleeding, looks red about the eyes. And feeling, as so many other men have done, the weight of Bruno's punching. With Larry Holmes having been beaten by light heavyweight Mike Spinks in the last few days, the whole heavyweight situation is blown wide open now. And Bruno's big chance, if he wins this, could be not too far away, but not if he takes punches like that. He stood for the right hand and Eklund was through with it. And there's the danger sign, the first of them, for Bruno. And he looks a bit disturbed too. Now he needs to keep cool here. And above all, keep away from the right of the Swede. And the Swede has suddenly gained a lot of confidence. Bruno's hurt. And that bell has come at a very, very opportune time for Frank Bruno, because once again he was caught by the sucker right hand. Jumbo Cummings did that to him once, and he threw a fight away against Bone Crusher Smith by getting caught in the last round when he had the fight won. Let's have a look at that again, because this is the danger for Bruno if he gets careless. There it is, just masked by the size, the sheer huge hulk of the man. But nonetheless, Bruno felt that right hand, and he still didn't look too good at the end of the round. You can see what I mean about the marks on the face of Eklund, marked about the eyes, nose bleeding, but has now been given a vital bit of confidence, having thrown that right
Seconds out.
and landed with it.
Round 3.
And there's a bump at the side of Bruno's left eye, and I think that's where the right hand caught him. Eklund breathing hard again. But he's getting through with the right hand. Bruno's defences looking very suspect when Eklund comes forward. Bruno a lot less mobile than he was. He badly needs a big right here now. He tried and he only just missed with it. Franz Marti telling Bruno to break when he's told to. Round 3. Bombs exploding all over the place, as we thought they might in this fight. Looking unlikely to go 12 rounds, which is the scheduled distance. Eklund has certainly gained in confidence since that very, very shaky opening. All Bruno's best work so far has been with the left jab. The first really big one that connected, and Eklund hangs on for dear life. He almost went, and the legs have gone. Bruno is just one big right away from victory here, but the giant is hanging on inside. Oh, and the bell has come not a moment too soon for Eklund. Oh, another 30 seconds and it might have been all over. Bruno suddenly found him with the right, and this huge man, 6'6" and nearly 17.5 stone, was suddenly reeling around like a rag doll. Let's have another look. The first time Bruno had really caught up with him with the right. Look at that. Came chopping in over the top, and suddenly Eklund, another one all over the place. Didn't know where to go except claim Bruno. Another angle on it. A sample of what Bruno can do to men. That wasn't the one that really did the damage. That was the one. It caught him lower down on the jaw, and the senses almost left him. So the champion now in some trouble.
Seconds out. Round 4.
And this crowd sensing that Bruno could be on the edge of victory here. He's got him again with the right, and a second one, and he's down. Right at the start of the 4th round, 10 seconds in. Is he going to beat the count? I don't think he is. He's not coming up, and Bruno is the European champion, and he's made his mark in the world. Bruno's first title, and he's only 23, and he's done it in the opening seconds of the 4th round. You can hardly do any better than that. Champion of Europe, and Lawless, the manager, acclaims him as well. He set him up in the 3rd, and he finished him in short order at the start of the 4th. So Eklund won the title in March, and he's lost it at the start of October. And Bruno starts on his reign as the big man in Europe.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, Eklund, having been counted out after 20 seconds of round 4, the winner and new heavyweight champion of Europe is Frank Bruno!
Frank, congratulations. Well, how does it feel to be a champion?
It feels beautiful, very, very beautiful. I didn't think I would see you again, Harry, you know what I mean? I thought you retired from the show, but...
No, you got it all wrong. No. Right, tell me all about it.
Well, at first I tried to knock him out because I know someone else knocked him out and people what beat him, but he was a good guy, big 17.5 stone, he could jab and move well, and he could punch. I dig a little bit, but I thank God I'm champion, Harry. You don't know how it feels to be champion.
You didn't jab too badly yourself.
Yeah,
looked good.
Yeah, I was trying to knock him out with the jab instead of picking it and trying with the hook, but I've been rusty for about 6 weeks, so what do you expect, Harry?
You did have one right hand that caught you. He did hurt you a bit in the
I don't think
second,
it hurt me. No, all the punches what he caught me with, I knew that they were going to come. I was trying to exhaust himself out because I knew I had to go more than one round tonight, you know. because he was a tough boy, you know.
I think we might be able to see how you finish it. Here you are. Now, tell me all about this here.
I was trying to set him up, jab him, because he knew the jab was coming all the time. But I wanted to sneak it over the top. I did sneak over the top, but he's a craftsman, you know. He tries to hold and grab you like an octopus, you know, like you can see there. But I just wanted to just destroy him.
You didn't let him go. Once you had him going, you didn't let him go.
Right, Harry.
Well, now the night after, Frank Bruno has joined us in the Sports Night studio. Frank, many congratulations on that title. How did you enjoy your first day as European champion?
It feels very, very good. I would have liked to have the belt around my waist and showing it off now, but I just thank God I'm the European champion.
Yes, you'd have fancied wearing that running around the park this morning. You were out doing 6 miles, really?
Yeah, this morning, yeah, just to loosen out a little bit, yeah.
Right. Also very pleased to welcome the other great hero of the week, Barry McGuigan, still emphatically world featherweight champion. Barry, your impressions of that performance by Frank?
Great performance. I'd have to say that I think Frank was much looser this time. I think the rest has done him the world of good. He's improving all the time, and I think the heavyweight scene's wide open at the minute for Frank, and I think he can become the champion of the world if he works hard enough, and I'm sure he'll do that.
Absolutely. Winning the first title takes a great weight off your shoulders, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and I think he's a great prospect.
As this is turning into a mutual admiration society, Frank, where did you see Barry's performance on Saturday night?
I was staying at Terry's house and I saw it then, yeah. Good performance.
Must have been a tremendous inspiration.
Yeah, considering all the pressure, you know, fighting in the home ground and all the pressure what he's gone through. He's very cool that night and despite his time, you know, and caught up with the guy. He was a slippery customer. Mr. Taylor was.
Sure was.
Was that really the story of the night?
Well, it was just a matter of I knew that he was much quicker than me, and he'd be elusive in the early rounds, and he had very fast hands, and he could move extremely well to either left or right. So he made me look a bit clumsy, I suppose, early on, but I knew that it was only a matter of time, and I started to whack him around the body, and after 6 or 7 rounds, I would be starting to slow down. So I was very pleased indeed to get it over with, because as far as I was concerned, he was the most dangerous featherweight around at the minute, and very pleased, and it's opened a few doors for me.
Right, yes, the big question, what next for both of you, particularly you, Frank, as the world title now beckons. Not really that simple, as there are 3 versions of the World Heavyweight Championship at the moment. The WBA with the world champion Tony Tubbs, the World Boxing Council with the champion there, Pinkland Thomas, and the International Boxing Federation with the world champion Mike Spinks, the man who's just ended that long reign of Larry Holmes. Spinks really the favourite to throw down the challenge because his manager Butch Lewis said this morning, Mr. Bruno can consider himself at the top of the list in terms of my thinking. We have no problems in coming to London now. What's your reaction to that?
I just keep my fingers crossed and I just hope he keeps up to that promise, you know.
What do you know of Mike Spinks and how much would you fancy that one?
I've seen him train for about 2 weeks when we went to New York when I fought on Barry's bill in Chicago. And to see him box against Larry Holmes, and I see some of his defence, and I know how he trains, and I know what sort of fighter he is, and he's a very good fighter, but I think he's a light heavyweight and he's stepping up to heavyweight, but I think I stand a very good chance against him. That's if his manager keeps up to that statement, what he just made.
Yes, as you know, there's a long way to go yet. It's very hard to set up a world title fight.
Yeah, it's very, very hard, but if the money's there, I don't think it will be hard.
Right. Barry, you've said in the book that is published in very timely fashion this week, Leave the Fighting to McGuigan, you talked about the problems in setting up the world title fight with Pedrosa. Very frustrating time for a fighter, isn't it?
Well, that's true, yes. Myself and my manager, Mr. Eastwood, of course, he was the one that done all the hard work as far as organisation was concerned. When you're dealing with Latin Americans, they're more difficult even to deal with than the top Americans. So there was all sorts of problems, but we eventually got them sorted out. But there was a lot of headaches along the way, a lot of problems, and all sorts of options involved in the contract. And I wasn't actually #1 contender; I was #3 contender, and we skipped Bernard Taylor to get a crack at the title, but included in the contract was that I must make my first defence against Taylor within 120 days. So I was tied to that, and there's all sorts of problems. I don't think that people realise just what's involved. There's so many other people involved as well, you know.
So what advice would you have to Frank in combating all those frustrations then?
Well, my advice to Frank was just leave it to his manager and just to sit back and relax and let it all happen, because It's going to happen eventually.
Everything is now going to happen for both of you, both in and out of the ring. How easy is it, Barry, to keep your feet on the ground in this kind of situation?
Well, it's very difficult at times. As Frank said, I was under a lot of pressure in Belfast, but you know, he said to me, you know, it must have been incredible, the pressure, but really and truly, I felt great in Belfast. I can box and relax and keep cool in Belfast. It's my home, and it's where I like to prepare, and it's easy for me over there. But I can understand that the pressures are very difficult at times, and Frank has had his course of pressure, and I think he's getting used to it now, and he's able to cope with it better, and I think that'll help him as a fighter.
Do you feel that you're getting used to all the pressure, Frank?
Yeah, I've been under the pressure for about 3 years now, you know, and I'm getting very adapted to it, you know what I mean, and I'm just relaxed with it now. As long as you're getting well paid and everything's smoothly, it's nice. I'm relaxed and just rocking with the pressure.
Yeah, we can sense the pressure lifting from both of you now.
Right.
Yeah,
Barry,
well,
yeah.
Thank you very much, Steve, and you know, I just like to take this opportunity to wish Frank the very best of luck in his world title attempt. I think he's going to do it.
Great
Cheers,
week's work for
Thank
both
you
of
very much.
Thanks
Cheers.
very much, Frank.
Nice one.
Well, we're going to turn to a different kind of world championship now. Very few